Roache, Fuki Slam. How are you, man?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How's everything going during the lockdown?
It's not too bad. Trying to keep myself entertained, work out here and there, stay in shape, I guess, for now, considering that there's a bunch of eating involved since I'm just
Yeah.
sitting here. A bit of work since they sent us our laptops. I was hoping that they were just going to wait till we get back to the office, but kind of kind of curved us on that one.
Yeah, you want a little longer holiday. I saw you
Yeah,
on one of your Facebook posts. You were playing some basketball in your driveway, was it?
yeah. So it's just down outside at the back, but my brother was, yeah, he's been itching to try and get me against them, and that guy loves grinding, and I was hoping for a holiday, but you know,
Is
people
he
be.
is he able to beat you?
Uh there was one time where he did lower the hoop, and somehow this man caught me on a dunk, and he posted me. I'm gonna be honest with that.
Oh, what's the age difference between you guys?
5 years. So yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah, because
yeah, so it's got a gap.
I'm a younger brother myself, and there's a 7 year gap between me and my older brother. And man, I for so long I've always wanted to beat him, and it didn't take me until about 19 years old where I wasn't able to beat him. I kept trying every single time, every year, and finally it was just it's like a mountain to climb, you know. And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I don't know if it's like that with you guys, but he drove the competition in me.
Definitely. This
Yeah,
man does have a competitive nature, especially against me. Like there'll be times where I watch him play against me, and it'll just go a lot harder. And then when he's like with his friends and all that, he's like social, and it's like, where's this when I need to play against you, man? Like I'm out there in like slides and stuff. Are you trying to dunk on me?
is he? Is he? Are you guys competitive outside of basketball as well?
Definitely, in
Yeah.
everything we do is like whether it's gaming, he's like, "No, I'm better than you at that." So, bro, relax, just calm.
Yeah, that's because you don't understand. Are you a younger brother yourself, or?
No, I'm the oldest of us
Yeah,
two.
see,
So
because you
yeah,
don't understand, man. Because I'm the same way. I like even my brother and I we play board games together. If we're on the same team, we're competing against each other.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it gets crazy, man. Have you have you been watching The Last Dance? I know it's a big
No, I
craze.
haven't actually.
What?
I'm waiting for all of them to come out so that I don't have to keep
Oh,
on waiting because I'm one of those guys that is just impatient as ever. So I really can't. I'm trying to stay away from social media as well, just so that I don't get like all the updates on like what happened. But I do see the odd tweet here and there, just like Dennis Rodman was like the goat and Scotty didn't get paid and stuff. I'm like, I want to watch it now, but I've been doing pretty well to try and stay away from it. But as soon as all of them come out, definitely watching all of them.
oh, you're a binger, eh?
Definitely, yeah.
Alright. So I've
Especially
never
now
been a
that I'm
big
in
binger.
lockdown.
Hey, you
Lockdown,
still
I've been
gotta.
on every anime. So
Oh, you're an anime guy.
yeah,
I'm
entirely
watching
good.
I'm watching Attack on Titan season 3 now because I'm so behind on all my stuff. So
Yeah,
I'm watching that now, and I don't know if you're into that, but I'm really liking that.
yeah.
But
I've heard good things about it. I was like, I want to start watching it, but I'm in the middle of Fairy Tail. I'm like,
I don't know what that is.
I can't start another anime unless I finish one. So it's like,
All right, all right. Let's we probably could change subjects to basketball because everyone thinks it's like an
yeah,
anime show or
everyone's
something.
going to watch this. It's like, is this about him or his brother, or is this about anime? It's like,
All right, man. So I haven't talked to you for a couple seasons. I mean, we've talked, online and stuff like that, but I haven't actually seen you on the court for a few seasons now because the last time you played was with Fuki Slam 2 seasons ago. You played 20 games, I counted, and you're probably one of the most prolific scorers at Alpha. I think one season you averaged almost 28 points, and for your career you're averaging 23. I think you're like an 8 rebound guy, 3 assists, 1.5 steals. So you're pretty well rounded. But I think what stands out for me is your scoring ability. Um, what what makes it hard for people to defend against you? Especially, I know people can't stop you, but what makes it harder to contain you and stuff like that and play against you because you're such a prolific scorer?
um, I don't know. It's been a while since like I've actually thought intensely about it.
Mm.
Like because majority of the time going out, it's like I don't aim to just score or do this or do that. It's kind of like I'd rather just go with the flow. Um, but
See, that makes it even more
I guess
annoying because it's
it's
not your natural.
like
You're able to score.
no. I think like to be down to earth about it is like I've been blessed with athleticism, which I'm grateful for, and it's just been, I guess, it has been a journey because I'll admit that from the start, people like I've played against Dion and Cam growing up, and playing against them at like top competition has definitely made it a lot like more challenging to score. So I was like, I got to find different ways to beat this player or beat that player. So it's like, because I know every defensive player is different, like, and speed and how they react to things. So trying to learn off players like them, especially, and I guess our own team, like Damien, when like someone as big as him is like defending, it's like, how do I get around that? Or I guess try and find different ways. So I guess scoring wise, it's more like, just trying to break down your opponent into the different aspects that they have, their strengths versus your strengths, and their weaknesses versus your weaknesses. Because, like, I'll be honest with you, if you push me left hand, I'm probably just gonna pull up. Like, I can't do left hand. I cover that up with dunking, so so I definitely struggle with left a lot more than attacking right. But yeah,
is that a common problem in New Zealand? Because I see a lot of the top players, they can't use both hands. But when I was growing up, our coaches really hammered home that you got to be able to, I'm a righty naturally, but you got to be able to finish with the left. You got to be able to shoot with the left. So I was able to shoot free throws with both my hands. I was able to do layups and shoot mid range. I couldn't shoot three with my left, obviously, but I don't know. I just don't see a lot of players being able to finish strong with both hands now, or at least in New Zealand. Is that? Or
it's definitely a New Zealand thing, because I can tell, like, the time that I got to spend over in the States, you could tell the gap between like the level here from high school, like college type here, and then you go over there to like, even so I only went Div 3, but still like their level could beat NBL type teams. And no offense to all the NBL players that listen to this, because I know you guys will still beat my ass. I'm running against a couple of you guys in a while, so I definitely am unfit.
But do you consider yourself a scorer?
I don't look to score. I've been told, I guess, I'm not trying to sound cocky or anything, like I've been told that you can score, so do that when you get the chance to. But I'd rather be better at like other things that I know that I'm not as strong as. Like, I'd rather want to make sure that I find the extra pass, or like find the extra player that's been there, and I guess get everyone involved, so it's not just, okay, look, he's going to get the ball again and we're just going to stand there, might as well run back on defense type thing. So like, yeah, especially with Fuki, it was like I was kind of hesitant on coming in and then just trying to do everything myself. It was like, this is their team, I'm just here to fill in and kind of get to know everyone, enjoy the time here. And obviously the league made it a lot better as well, more enjoyable. Like, the way that you guys set things out was a lot better than a lot of other leagues run in Wellington. So
thank you. Going also, you reading off players, your defenders. Did you actually study defenders? Because one of the things that defense was something that I love to do. I was way more than offense, and I love to study my opponents, and it just took a great joy in shutting them down as much as I could. That was just like the most gratifying thing. So as an on the offensive end, do you read and study the defenders and how to break them down, and to, I guess, embarrass them if you can?
I guess during in the first season, since I didn't realize that every game was recorded and stuff, I didn't get told about that till later. Like, I honestly didn't know. But because I worked for Tony, and that guy would talk about the videos every chance he got. It's like, and it would only be about glory spots, which was the funniest thing ever, especially because he's the biggest like trash talk ever, and we'll just trash talk at work as well. Yeah, it's crack up. Well, just between like us two, he'll talk as much trash as possible, which is funny. But breaking down the defender, I guess definitely in the first season, it was like I'd have to try and do it during the game, so I wouldn't just be watching the person that's marking me. I'd be like trying to figure out other people that are marking like others, if they're like slow off the first step or if they're quick off it. Is like trying to figure all that stuff out. So that's why it generally does take me a little while to get into a game, because like I want to learn everything first and then just try and blow it all out instead of just use all my energy. And then by the time it comes down to like the end game, it's like I know what you're gonna do, but I don't have the energy to try and do all my stuff that I can to try and get past.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know Tony was a trash talker, man. He seems like such a nice guy.
He's a down to earth person to everyone else, but as soon as it comes to me, that man will run his mouth until there's no tomorrow.
Well, talking about Fuki Slam, and you came in right from the get-go, right? In the first season, you came in, but it was late in that first season, right? So you only played 4 games that season. How did you actually get onto that team? So I thought you were actually, close knit with that group and on that team, but from what you just said earlier, you haven't really played with them much.
So I played with Damien. I played with him. I was lucky enough to be in the Saints squad, or like the development squad with him, and learned a lot of him. Tony, I'm like family friends with, so I pretty much call him uncle, and he'll call me Neff and that type of thing. And the only way that I got introduced into that team was through Tony.
Okay.
Because every day at work, he'll just be like, "Oh yeah, this league is doing this, this, and this." And then I guess at the time, I wasn't really paying attention to it because I was still hesitant on whether I did want to come back to basketball or if I was just going to continue on my like break. But then he kind of like said, "Oh yeah, we're low on numbers this week. Can you just fill in for one game?" And then Damien just gave me the uniform and said, "Keep it." I was like, "Okay, so I'm not filling in for one game, am I?" No, but I did play with a couple of the others on that season. I know that Tyler was still there, so I played with him. We went to the same high school together. So I knew his dad. With Ulay, so he's a close family friend with Mum's side. I've never played with him, but I did grow up knowing him. So I like knew the team family wise, but I didn't really know them basketball wise.
Okay, yep. Yeah. Well, it turned out to be a good decision because, you played really well. We'll get more into detail for that. But, in terms of franchise, I think I've written down that you're the franchise record holder for Fuki Slam for points scored and 3-pointers, and for the single game records you hold for that team as well, for points, threes, field goals, and free throws. So it wasn't too bad. And you scored an all-time high, 44 points. That still hasn't been broken yet in Alpha. Nikolai from Tower tied it, but you still got that record, man. 44 points.
That man can shoot. When that guy's on fire, it's like, oh man, I can't bother playing defense because he'll pull up from anywhere behind the 3, and I'm just standing there like, all right, I'm just gonna run back now.
Growing up, how did you actually get into basketball? Why did you get into basketball?
So getting into basketball was definitely family, but like continuing to basketball was definitely pride, because so it's like on my mum's side, her like side is definitely real keen into basketball and all that stuff.
Okay.
So I guess with the competitive side that you're talking about, with being a younger brother, it's like I guess being a younger cousin to everyone else. So like our oldest one was probably by far one of the most successful women players in New Zealand, and so she like won high school championships, and she's done. So I don't think any of us have done. Yeah, so she's won high school championships, like national championships, and like the Wellington Sports Player of the Year. And then her younger brother was known to be more athletic than I was. So that was probably where my pride part came in. It was like, nah. I want to take that. So I was grinding that out to try and obviously be more athletic and better than him. But I'll still give props where props to due, because that guy was a freak of nature. And then the 2 just above me, one of them had like IQ that was higher than the rest of us. And it's like, okay, well, how do I kind of mimic my game off you, where I can be as smart as you, but also do things that you might not be able to do because of such and such, and I might be able to do because of this. And then the cousin that I competed with the most is the one that I've grown up with the most. Like, So during school times, it would be like everyone knew him because he was just that much of a better player in his age. And I'll be honest, like he'll play like older grades before like the rest of us, and that's including me. So I'll take that obviously on the shoulder, and I'll never tell him because and we're close. So I was like, I'd never be like, hey, I'm not gonna lie, I hate being in shadow. There wasn't anything like that, but like I'll take it as that.
Yeah.
So he would like definitely be. He was one of my biggest motivators to just be better than him, because like everyone knew him, so it was like, oh, he's such and such from this and that. It was like, and I didn't want to be known as, oh, he's your cousin. Like, nah,
Yeah.
right, I'm my own player, so like, I'm gonna rock my own name. I guess under 13s was probably the start of a competitive standpoint, where that was with, I think the first team was with Cam Yee.
Okay.
And then the next year was with Dion. So I've played with a couple of the boys before in like different teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think the last team that I did for reps was with like Lucian and Campbell and stuff. So I managed to get around against all those competitive boys.
Did you play high school ball?
Yeah. High school ball was definitely the most competitive that we could get here in New Zealand, I guess. I played for Wellington Cole.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
And how'd you guys do?
The first senior year, so year 11, I didn't play. Second one we did all right. I think we lost the semis to Onslow.
Oh, okay.
So, and then the last year that we had was probably our best year, but we came second to St. Pat's Town. We just fell short.
Well, how do you feel about American ballers? Because you said you spent some time in Div 3. What was your experience like? The difference between Kiwis and Americans?
A lot more competitive, and I enjoyed it because it was like it gave you that need to just keep on pushing. Like obviously you'd want to push here, but like over there it was like everyone obviously had their own levels. There were people that were like superstars, and then there were people like that were still not at me, because I'll admit that I was probably one of the weakest links, but I'd like grind myself to try and push myself further.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I enjoyed it more because of how much more competitive everyone was and how much more organized everything is. Like you'd have weight sessions and all the stuff provided for you, whereas here you're struggling to like find times in between to try and get like 2 trainings in a week. Whereas like over there you'd be training every day. They'll grind you to the like pole.
Well, do you find American ballers a lot more physical? Because I get that a lot.
Definitely. I think I enjoyed the physicality a lot more. It's like because it forced you to have to be stronger to finish in different ways, and that in that sense that did help as a scorer as well. But like, I guess if I was to think about it, if I was to play against an American team in front of me, it would be like playing against like 5 Damians. Because that guy is physical to like a next level. He sets a screen on you. You thought you ran into a brick wall.
Yeah, that's like really old school basketball. What I really miss. Don't see much of that anymore. And I guess the game has kind of shifted away. You know, I briefly talked to Damien about this at some point. In those times where a lot more physicality was allowed. Now it's more about skill. But I would just, my guy, if he ran off the ball and down the lane or something, or try to cut, just give him a nice elbow or shoulder right into him. Yeah, but now if you did that, it's a foul or
you get called out. You're gonna scream for that call.
Yeah, Fuki Slam. So the first 2 seasons, you guys struggled quite a bit. And by the second season, I think you played quite a few games. I think you almost played the whole season that second season, I believe. But you guys did improve. Can you just give a brief overview of some of the struggles that you guys went through and what was going on in those first 2 seasons?
Well, for the first one, actually for all of them, numbers definitely. That's the start. Is like we'd say that we'd commit, but then when it came to the time, especially like the playoff games, for some reason,
oh man,
Which all 4 players, I was like, where's our fifth? And everyone's just like, oh, he's at home. Cool. That's where we need him. Nah, but like obviously different people had their like different, I guess, responsibilities.
Yep.
As to like in-game situations,
Mhm.
it probably did hinder us as well with the numbers. Is like we're all unfit, to be honest. The fittest person was probably Damien. Like so, when Storm was playing, it was Storm because that guy
Okay.
could just run back and forth with like no regard. But
Well, I figured by the second season, you guys would be fit, playing 5 or 6 people every game.
yeah, that's what you'll think. But then as soon as you get to the game, you're just like everyone's dead already by like the second quarter.
It was the third season where you guys really turned it around. You guys were stacked. It was ridiculous, man. You guys, you, Damien, Isaac, Dane, Jackson.
That's right, Jack's joined in.
I think I'm missing a few other people. I mean, it was just ridiculous how stacked you guys were, and I thought you guys were gonna take it all. To be honest with you, because at that time, Raw Dogs came in and they started. They were playing really well, and I thought you guys were gonna meet them in the final, and I thought they would have a lot of trouble beating you guys, but unfortunately, you guys had to that default in the quarterfinal. Was it the first round?
Yeah, I think so. Unfortunately, we keep on beating ourselves.
Yeah, but how'd you feel about that team?
That season was probably like our best season. It was like I enjoyed it a lot more because I got a sub, so I didn't have to play the whole game. But I guess it's also being like surrounded by different people and like different environments. Things start to click. So like you said, I didn't have to go out and do all this and that to try and keep us in the game or whatever. And like, I'm not saying that like just because I scored a lot, it was all me, because it definitely wasn't. Like I was put in positions because of like teammates helps, like Damien, especially because Damien would like get a rebound, so all I had to do was just run because I knew that he would find me. Jackson was the same way in that season. Just that guy's got vision on another level.
Yeah.
You could be standing there and not think that he would be able to get you the ball, and then next thing you know, it's like in your hands. You're like, oh, okay, well, I guess I have to shoot now. But I guess with that season as well, it's like I knew that if I wasn't scoring as much when it was my chance to score, like it'll probably be a lot easier because you have people like Isaac driving to the hoop, which will draw a lot of players. He'll either dunk on you or he'll find you. So like he's become a lot more versatile in what he can do. Or you had like Dane, who was a stretch big, who could just pull up from anywhere on the court, I guess. And it's like players like that you don't expect to do that type of stuff. And it just makes it easier for the rest of us to kind of like get looks because they'll be so focused to this that they forget that that's there. Or if you're like in the position where I'd be driving and Dane's open there, I know that that's going to get knocked down anyway. So just got to release the ball a lot more. And it made it fun because like we weren't always playing the chase game or like the punch for punch game, like where it's always close. Like we do need a couple of games where it's just blowouts just so that our bodies aren't just beat up through the season.
You guys won 7 games that season, more than the previous 2 combined, and it's a shame. I wish I could have seen you guys against Raw Dogs. Did you guys lose to Raw Dogs?
I think we did. I think that game, is it Joe? Is that their shooter?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I think that's where he just went off. He was just pulling up from everywhere.
Was that the
that was where he
corner?
that's where he got his record. He got it against us, and that guy did not miss. And I was like, bro, I got to take my hat off to you because we can't do anything. Like would be on him still. Like would send different players like Storm or like I think Jules and stuff were in that team. So like we sent a couple of like different players out just to see how he would like bite. But it just didn't matter. That man, I mean, 12 is a ridiculous number. Anything above 7 for me is you're on fire.
What part of the game do you find the most difficult for you?
Defense. So like I guess with the mindset of going in, like when they keep on saying zone, it's like, okay, well, there's always someone got my back. If you're at top, you're not. I guess in zone, it's a lot more of a lazy defense where you're not really paying attention as to what's happening.
Oh, I can't stand zone, man.
Yeah, but because of how unfit we were, we decided that was the answer to everything. We probably should have been on man a lot more, especially like against Joe. We left it way too late to switch up different things. Like, but
You guys mostly did a 2-3, right? With
yeah,
Fuki?
yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, that just leaves the perimeter wide open.
pretty much.
Did you play much zone when you played in the States? I don't know how it is now because
Hell
I never
no.
played zone in my life because that you weren't in my time you weren't allowed because of the defensive 3 seconds
Yeah,
and it just had a stigma. Zone had a stigma of being like you said a lazy defense, and it's a defense that has a lot of holes in it. But has that changed when you were played in Div 3?
Div 3, no, there was our coach would not allow zone
Okay, yeah.
at all.
So it
It's
hasn't
like
changed. Yeah.
if you lose your man, like obviously the teammate will have to help you, but you'll know that you lost your man. Like, he won't he won't let you hear the end of it. But I think it was a good thing as well, because obviously then you'll take a lot more pride in yourself and like, all right, he beat me, I ain't gonna let that happen again. But I guess with zone, it's like, okay, he beat me, but that was like somewhat the objective. It's like this was my zone here, so now it's not my issue. But no, you still got to stay true to yourself and like, okay, that's my man. I still got to stay on him.
Yeah.
All my coaches were like man to man, no zone, and you better like not lose your man type thing. So
Yeah, because I didn't recognize see zone until I left America. I saw it when I first went to China. I was like 2-3. What's going on
yeah,
here? Why aren't you playing man? And then obviously I see it here as well when I came here. So it's always been something weird for me that I never liked, especially when you take pride in defense. Because
yeah.
zone you really can't shut someone down. It's like it's a team thing, but I know.
Yeah.
So what are your plans for basketball in the next several years, do you think?
No, I definitely am keen to like get back into a competitive environment like Alpha again. Like, I guess one, I'm just trying to find the team, and two is the like, well, not really, but like, I guess thanks to work, it's been easier to pay for things now, so money's not much of an issue now. So,
You still got your
definitely.
baseline shot?
I hope so.
Because man, that's like one thing is I think I would have loved to play you if I was younger. Obviously, if we were the same age and back in time, because I would have loved the challenge of trying to stop that baseline of yours. Because once you get to that baseline, it's over. I mean, that's your bread and butter, man. That's especially that mid-range baseline jumper. Whew, it's really a good shot, and I would have just loved to try to stop that. But I just wonder if you still got it.
I definitely hope so. It probably isn't as on form as what it could be right now, but
it just takes a few weeks to get back in form.
Right? Hopefully. So I'm definitely keen to just keep on repeating stuff and like working out properly. So, but yeah, I guess hopefully we'll find out soon, because I'm actually really keen to get back into it.
That's cool. Was your dad a baller or something like that? Because I always see your dad around supporting you, which is pretty cool. It's always great to have a parent around, right?
Yeah, it's cool to have him around, especially like he's been like that since day one. Like I could drive myself to games, but he's like, no, I've got nothing else to do, or not like that, but like I want to come support you type thing. And it's like, and like he would always be there, doesn't matter what. But there was times where we would bump heads, because like I guess back in college I'd listen to like criticism during games, but like kind of like now, like I think because I take it upon myself that I want to challenge myself. It's like I know that you'll probably see things that I don't right now, but I guess I want to figure that out myself, because obviously you're not going to be able to be there all the time if like something else. If it's like a more competitive basketball and there's like a crowd and stuff, I'm not just going to be able to stop during the game, look up at you in the crowd, try and find you, and be like, "Hey, yo, is he doing this, or is he like?" So like, yeah. So I guess it is just like I'm grateful for his support, but I am also trying to like build on myself to like be able to read things as it's happening. Type thing.
Well, that's pretty awesome. I think it's. I'm not sure how many parents realize the support just for them to be there for their children while they're playing sports is such a great thing. Because I grew up in a very poor family, and it doesn't matter how many games I could have. My mom was always working 2 jobs and stuff like that, so she could never come and stuff like that. But you know, it's always a big thing I always look back on and wish
Yeah.
she could come and see some of my games. But it is what it is, and life sometimes just gets in the way of that. And
Yeah, for
but
real.
it's really cool though that he's there, and seeing him when you played Alpha up in that balcony, always saying stuff too.
Yeah, man, that
Oh, that was a charge. Oh,
guy.
that's a travel. It was hilarious, man. But
Yeah,
it's cool though, yeah.
yeah. I get a
All
lot
right,
of
man.
like comments from people. It's like, are they like just like that because they're trying to support you, or they just like that just because they've like heated in the game? I was like, trust. It's just them being heated in the game. Sometimes it doesn't matter if I'm playing or if my brother's playing or if no one's playing like that. They know they'll shout out their opinion like it's like I guess like they're the ref, and it's like, bro, this isn't like TMO and like rugby where you're just gonna make a decision up there. But nah,
Every bystander man's a ref.
yeah, for real. Nah,
The
but
rest will tell you that.
they definitely are cool. I think it's because they had like the same kind of upbringing. It was like their parents would work 2 jobs, so when they did sport, it's like they never had
Yeah.
them to. So like they'd always remind me and my brother. Like we didn't. We're not trying to make you feel sad or walk down like the sorrow path. It's like we didn't get this type of thing, and we kind of like wish that we had it. So
Yeah.
they're obviously just trying to give us like a better opportunity and like more. Yeah, I don't know how to put it, but it's like they're just showing that they love each other, like love us and care, and it's like
Yeah.
they've just been giving us things that they haven't been able to receive themselves, and I'm
Paying it
grateful for it.
forward.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real. Like, so I'm definitely grateful for everything that they've done. I wouldn't be where I am today without them, like by far, especially basketball. Like
Mm.
their hard work to do all the things to get me to places, practices before I could like start driving and stuff,
Yeah.
pay for all the fees, and there were times where we did struggles, like
Hmm.
because basketball in New Zealand can just be expensive. But
Yeah, I've heard about it. Oof, man,
but
that's
like
crazy.
they did everything to just be it for me to be able to do what I do and like what I love. So like I'm forever grateful for them.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool seeing him there and saying hi to him and stuff like that. He always has a smile on his face too. That's really cool. All right, man. Well, thanks a lot for joining us today. It was really great talking to you and getting to know you a little bit more. And hopefully we'll be able to see you on the court again soon, eh?
Hopefully, I appreciate the opportunity, man. It's a humbling experience to just be able to be interviewed.
Oh, that's all right, man. Thanks a lot for coming in. You take care now, eh?
You too.